Hi, I'm Janicia and welcome to my channel. Today, I thought I would show you guys how to make my favorite bread, which is sourdough bread with nuts and fruits. I usually use a mixture of fruits. It's actually a pack that I buy from Walmart, but I would like to eventually make my own mixture of dried fruits. But this mixture tastes so good to me. And along with walnuts, I usually measure the equal amount of fruits and walnuts as far as weight. And then I soak it in water for about 30 minutes. And while that is being done, then I start to prep for my bread. I usually use a scale to measure for my bread. I just feel like it's just so much more accurate and better. I usually use the scale so much to do everything else, but I do appreciate it because it feels like you are able to have more control over your ingredients. So I don't have bread flour, so I'm using all-purpose flour at the moment. And that's because I usually buy regular King Arthur's bread flour, and I'm trying to transition over into milling my own grains. So I'm just phasing out all the things that I do have already. So I'm using all-purpose flour. And these breads that I'm making today, I'm actually making them for my mom because she really likes this bread as well. So I will have the recipe down below if you guys would like to make it on your own. So I usually prep my water and my flour together, and then I let it sit for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, you can make yourself some tea like I'm doing right now. I'm making some chamomile tea because when I filmed this, it was nighttime and I was actually pretty tired, and I just wanted to relax a little bit and just go straight to sleep. And these are chamomile that I got from my garden earlier last year. Now I am ready to add my starter to my flour and water mixture, and I'm just adding that in, and I'm just going to squeeze the starter in with my hands, and then I'm going to cover that again and leave it for another 15 minutes. You can just add all of your starter and your water and flour into one go, but sometimes I prefer to do it this way. And my time is up, and I'm going to clean my surface so I can put everything on the counter, and I'm going to add my salt along with my fruits and my nuts. My salt inside of my dough a little bit, and then I'm just going to stretch a little bit as I go along because I am going to add my fruit and walnut mixture. I'm going to try to spread it out as much as possible to try to make it not only have one section be walnuts and then one section only fruit. So you try to scatter it so it could be a little bit even. And then I'm going to stretch and fold at the same time. So I'm just stretching and folding, and then I'm going to put it in a different bowl, and I am going to let it rest for 20 to 30 minutes. And this also really depends on the temperature of your house. My house was not that cold today, so I am letting it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to do my extra stretch and fold. You can stretch and fold in your bowl, but sometimes I rather just take it out on the surface and stretch and fold it in this way until I can't stretch and fold anymore, and then I cover it and I do the same thing again. And then I stretch and I fold, and this time I'm just stretching and folding inside of the bowl, as you can see. And then I'm going to let it rest and come back again. And this time around, I am going to put them in my banners and baskets. And I'm going to make sure that I cover my baskets because I don't like just putting it in the basket. I've tried it and I don't like it. It didn't work out for me. Maybe one day I'll try it again. And I'm just dividing my dough into half. This recipe is for 2 loaves of bread. If you want it to be for less, you can just split the recipe in half and you'll get 1 loaf of bread. And so now I am just going to shape my doughs, and I'm just pre-shaping it just a little bit, and I'm going to let it rest on the counter for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll come back and I will get everything ready to put in the Banneton baskets and place them in there. Put a little bit more flour just to make sure that it does not stick, and I'm going to shape the next dough that I do have and do the same likewise. And I'm going to put in my basket, and I covered my baskets with some plastic, and it's because I just wanted to go a little bit faster and I don't want my bread to dry out. So that's the reason why I did it this way. And this is the next morning, so I let my bread rest in the fridge for about 12 hours this time around. And I wanted to make sure that I get the breads ready for my mom because she was leaving to head back home. I usually put my Dutch oven in my oven for about 15 to 20 minutes at 500 degrees with nothing inside of it. And then I put my loaf inside with a cube of ice, or 2 or 3. It depends on how I feel that day. I bake my breads at 500 degrees for 15 minutes, and then I take the lid off and I bake again at 450 for another 20 minutes.